Where'd you come from?
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand. Finally came to your senses, huh? Realized what you gave up. Can't say I'm surprised. Tell you what, I'll sell it back to you for 4,000 coins. Oh, very well. I don't know how you expect me to keep this place in order when I can't make a profit.
Yes, how may I serve you, my lord? I'm afraid I won't be able to help you with the scrolls any longer, my lord. Please, do not be angry with me. I'm afraid in my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the time I needed to prepare. The failure is purely mine to bear. As you can see from my bandages, it's not that I am unwilling, it's that I am physically unable. Oh, please, my lord, please, forgive me. If only such a miracle existed, I'd overcome the impossible in order to secure it, if it meant pleasing you. Although I would gladly die by your hand, perhaps I could offer an alternative way to read the scroll. Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you. Scattered across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the glade should provide the answers you seek. It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract ancestor moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight. In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the ancestor glade. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself. From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy. Deciphering one of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a symbol. It can take months or even years to complete a single scroll, and even then, months to recover. Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence. The voice of the ancestor moth has always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls. Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to... If you listen closely when you find the glade, you should be... It's through this ancestral... By having the ancestor moths cloaked, only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. You've come this far, and whether you believe it or not, the scrolls have a mind of their own. Because of this, I strongly believe you were meant to hear the ancestral chorus. Only one way to find out. Fortune smile upon you, my lord.
I hope we reach Ancestor Glade soon.
Now, hey! You should have come here.
ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are gonna have some words when we get back. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like this. Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees. Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer. been what we were waiting for. Let's head back up there and see if we can read the scrolls. Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. After everything we've been through, it had damn well better work. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it? Then it's almost over. We can finally rewrite the prophecy as we see fit. Where is this Darkfall cave? Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
never should have come here.
Someone there?
Who's there? That'll teach you. Something's not right here. Be careful. I think we may be in for some trouble. fan of the...
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here. I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel. Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the... I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed. Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance. I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother. The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no... It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen. They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause. The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of... They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum where I believe they corrupt... He's alive, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting. Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death. Yes, let me show you. This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine's center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? It makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Ariel's bow.
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment. There are 5 in total, spread far up. Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the initiate. Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin. This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any question, otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey. Questions? They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended through the grace of Auriel. They were restored to their spectrum. I'm afraid in their current form, they won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate, and this is all. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era. Our empire had temples to some of the other deities, but those temples paled. Oh yes, they sadly the magic used to construct these. We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that, unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as in a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground dwelling. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us. There were a splinter group, but when it was all said and done, those elves, I've often asked myself, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted. The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt. Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people. Yes, they swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers, and I assume that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found... Verther and myself are the only 2 snow elves that remain. May